Alright guys, I'm going to work out a few examples with you, just like the examples at the top of your notes. Example number 1, nothing's going to simplify with the 5. So I'm going to bring the 5 straight down and keep it the same. X to the 0 power. Anything raised to the 0 power cancels out. So I'm going to cross the x to the 0 out. Y to the 6th will stay. Z to the 3 will stay. And there's our final answer. Let's look at example number 2. Example number 2. The negative 10 has no exponent. It has nothing to simplify with, so the negative 10 will stay. The 0 exponent goes with the entire parentheses. The entire parentheses with the 0 exponent cancels out. The c to the 7th power stays. And there's our final answer for example 2. Let's move on to example 3. Example 3, we have a 3 and a 5. If we divide those on our calculator, math enter to change them back to a fraction, they're going to stay the same. So I will bring them down as 3 over 5. I've extended the line so I have enough room for the rest of my variables. The x to the 2 stays. Y to the 7th stays. Z to the 0 power, anything to the 0 power cancels out. Our final answer for number 3. Let's move to number 4. Number 4, everything inside the parentheses raised to the 0 power. With the 0 exponent being behind the parentheses, the entire parentheses cancels out. And nothing else is left. When nothing else is left, that's where we apply the second step in your notes that it actually reduces to equal the number 1. Example number 5. Number 5, negative 14 over 20. Divide that on the calculator. Math enter to change that back to a fraction, and negative 14 over 20 will reduce to negative 7 over 10. Z to the 0 power will cancel out. X to the 2nd power will stay. Y to the 9th power will stay. And we have our final answer for number 5. Our last example for number 6. Number 6. Another example, the entire parentheses is raised to the 0 power. The entire parentheses raised to the 0 power cancels completely out. We have nothing else on the top of that fraction. Another example where I must use 1 to hold that position. The 9 on the bottom stays. The x to the 3rd on the bottom stays. The y to the 5th on the bottom stays. And the z to the 7th on the bottom will stay. And we have our final answer for number 6. Thank you, everybody.